I'm here with Alex Walrut from Sedex, and you're the head of Japan, Australia, New Zealand, here at the Australian Catholic Anti-Slavery Network United in Melbourne. Alex, great to meet you.
Great to meet you too. Thank you very much.
Great. So, Alex, tell us about Sedex and what you're doing here tonight.
Okay, so Sedex is an organisation that provides scalable risk management tools, particularly around ESG. So helping people to really understand the risks in their supply chain from a modern slavery ESG perspective.
Wonderful. Now, I know with ACAN they're doing some wonderful work around Australia, and you're part of that sort of, I suppose, community to really help increase awareness and educate, especially business owners and businesses, small, medium, large, how they can get started.
Exactly. And so what we do with ACAN is obviously work with them to help collect information from a variety of different organisations to understand that. And it's also about capacity building too. It's really helping organisations to understand where they are, get a better handle on what things are happening in their supply chain so they can generally work to improve.
Can I ask, Alex, what will be some common fears or trepidations for companies when they take the journey or they start the journey?
A lot of organisations, it's a very new concept to them. And so the challenge they have is what information do they need? They may not necessarily have it, particularly because organisations may not invest in process, so they may not have the information. And in a lot of cases, they're concerned about, well, how will that information be used? Because fundamentally, a lot of it comes down to the relationship. What are you asking and why, and how are you going to use that? And this is something that can change the relationship you have with people. Because you're asking them to go from what has been often a commercial, I'm buying this, you're selling that, to where is it coming from? What do you know about your suppliers? And that represents a change for a lot of organisations. So there's that change management piece that's integral. But we're seeing this across the board because people need to get a better handle on not just because modern slavery, ultimately, it's all linked to the same fundamental core issues, right? People need to have a more holistic view of the risk in their supply chain. Because it's not just about buying something and selling it. It's what are the broader aspects of that.
Yeah, and I think that, especially here in Australia, I mean, my background is trade, logistics, supply chain, Alex,
Yep.
and I think that, when you're dealing with overseas markets where, English might be a second or third language,
Yep.
to try and navigate that relationship and dialogue can be a little bit more challenging as well.
Absolutely. And this is where communication is key. Why are you doing this? What do you hope to achieve? And a lot of organisations, they could possibly be a bit clearer on what their goals are. Now, if we talk about how do we manage and prevent slavery, well, what does that look like? What steps do you need to take? What kind of investment do you need to make to support the change? And how is that culturally sensitive as well? Because standards vary across the world. A good example of that is you look at working hours. In some places, people do work very, very long hours. And there's a cultural expectation of working long hours. So, and again, sharing information, that may not be traditionally part of the expectation.
And in many cases, also emphasising that's actually some great benefits that come with this as well, from a commercial point of difference and some other visibility, and even attracting more consumers who might be attracted to more visible supply chains.
Exactly. And that's the thing, seeing it as an opportunity to benefit. How can you leverage this information, whether it's through Sedex or any other organisation, to understand, all right, we can make these improvements and they will have flow-on effects to us in terms of brand value, positioning, being able to provide greater certainty to our customers as well. So instead of competing on price, you're able to compete on the broader value of the product. And that's something that carries significant weight because you're able to say, well, we have this, and you see that there are, certainly within the Modern Slavery Statement Register, there are organisations that are voluntarily reporting. Again, ACAN, the Catholic Church, is a voluntary reporting organisation. And that's something that allows them to go, well, this is what we are doing. So it should be seen, I think, as an opportunity rather than a challenge. It obviously has its difficulties and it requires work, but it's a scope to achieve great things.
Wonderful. Been great to speak to you, Alex. Any final tips and advice that you'd like to talk about with our viewers who are typically importers, exporters, supply chain, trade agencies, people who, as you say, are navigating from different markets in different areas?
Okay, what I would say is communication is absolutely vital. Framework, what do you want to achieve? Why? And make it achievable, right? Just because other organizations might have been doing this for years, start with something small. Take incremental steps. You cannot achieve perfection overnight, so it's how do you make this manageable? Small steps taken over a period of time and have those conversations. Communication is vital. If you have a customer who's asking questions, have the conversation. Have those conversations with your suppliers. Don't be afraid to have them, because the more information you know, the better you will be. Because I think a lot of organizations assume that there isn't anything in their supply chain. There are no challenges. But you'd be surprised how often there are. And it's better to know now and to prepare yourself than to be surprised.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Alex. Wonderful advice. Really enjoyed talking to you, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much. Thank you.